TLO, what's poppin'? We are on Twitch. We are not live, but you can leave a like, comment, subscribe. Turn on your post notification bells, man. Let's continue to grow the family from Chicago to the UK. Another banger for the day. In my opinion, 3 bangers. If you watch them all, you watch them all. If not, that's cool, man. Just remember, we are partnered with the Blueprint Mastermind. The link is down in the description. We have been doing the group podcasts and whatnot. You know, fun times. If you're looking for any of my old videos, they're all here, all the old Rose Kemp. But today, we got Rose Kemp in Lebanon. Never been to Lebanon. Today's the day, I guess. I'll get into it. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm hungry. I've been here for 3 hours. Already?
So how old is he?
7 years old.
7 years old. And how long has he been shooting?
Oh, he been shooting since he been 5.
Since he's been 5, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Watch out, everybody.
Good.
Would you say that all young boys like him will experience and have the knowledge of using a weapon?
I would say people at age of 10, 11, or 12 years old, they absolutely know exactly what... Oh, yeah, definitely.
For sure. In America, you can teach your son as young as, I think, his age. So you can take your kids to the gun range, they can have gun licenses. In America.
Because the fathers, the brothers, everybody got...
AKs.
Of course. In the house. Kids see it. They learn.
So nearly every household has an assault rifle.
Not almost every house. Every house got more than one weapon. It's become part of the culture in Lebanon.
Sound like Chicago.
So much hate among Lebanese.
For the last 2 decades, the people of Lebanon have lived with a fragile peace.
How have I not seen this?
But now the war in neighboring Syria is threatening to destabilize the country. Over the last 3 months, 4 car bombs have claimed the lives of 79 people and injured hundreds more. Extreme.
Once again, y'all gotta read it out loud. Following presentation is intended for mature audience. It contains graphic descriptions of crime scenes, adult dialogue, strong language. I don't glorify none of this. I'm just here to educate myself on the history and current state of issues around the world.
Muslims in Lebanon, both Shia and Sunni, are slowly being drawn into the Syrian conflict. If a Sunni offered you $4,000 for this, would you sell it?
No, they'd shoot us with it.
The powerful Shia movement Hezbollah has sent thousands of its troops to fight alongside the Assad regime. He died 4 months ago, yeah? Where did he die fighting?
In Syria.
In Syria. Meanwhile, hundreds of Sunni Muslims already involved in fighting here are crossing the border from Lebanon into Syria to support the rebels. I've come to Lebanon to find out just how wide the sectarian divide is.
This is nothing like Chicago. I was not being serious.
Is here, and if the war has any chance of spreading across the border and sending this country into another bloody civil war.
If
My bad, I'm gonna edit this out. And I just gotta grab something so this don't happen again. Cause something keeps happening with me. Just to prevent it from keep happening, I'm gonna just get it right now. I got it, y'all. I got it. I keep getting hungry, and this just can't. My bad. Y'all ready?
Syria go in flame, Lebanon is gonna go up in flame.
still valid too, right? I'm not really up on war, so watching these documentaries, you know, I think war times in any country is a sad thing, especially the countries that don't have the foundation or the infrastructure after the rebuild. Like, it's crazy.
We're on the road to Tripoli, not to be confused with the Tripoli in Libya. This Tripoli is the second biggest city in Lebanon. It's also predominantly Sunni. Just under a month ago, a bomb went off in a mosque on a Friday, and security is extremely tight. Lebanon sits on the eastern edge of the Mediterranean, and apart from a small border with Israel, this country is surrounded by Syria.
It's tiny. It's almost. They used to have. They was probably one at one point, right? Let me know if I'm getting anything wrong. I'm just assuming. Like I said, like I was bad at history. I was bad at geography. I was bad at it. I was good at science.
Ever since the Syrian conflict began in 2011, Sunni Muslims have crossed over to fight with the Free Syrian Army.
Oh, so they helping.
Then in May 2013, Hezbollah, a Shia Muslim resistance group, sent thousands of troops to support Assad's regime. But it's here in Tripoli where the two sects clash, playing out Syria's conflict on Lebanon's streets. The front line is a road coincidentally called Syria Street.
Oh, wow.
All right, we're now in Syria Street.
It's a neighborhood?
One side of this street is Shia, the other side is Sunni. And if you look, nearly every building is peppered with machine gun rounds, some quite heavy, large caliber rounds.
Dang.
And this street is sort of a
I should stop eating while watching this. I'm sorry, I'm hungry, man.
barometer for what's happening across the border, because if something bad happens over there, then one person from one side will shoot across the road and you have firefights erupting on a regular basis.
Across the street is the craziest thing I ever. War? A civil war across the street, though?
To keep the peace between the warring groups is the Lebanese army. These soldiers are recruited from all sides of the sectarian divide and regularly suffer casualties. On this street in May 2013, 2 soldiers were killed and another 10 were injured. It's clearly a show of strength, and they're saying if anybody starts firing from either side, we're the ones with the armoured personnel carriers and with the 50 cal, and we'll fire back. And that would be one hell of a firefight if all 3 of them open up at the same time. Tripoli is a dangerous city, even to many Lebanese. Al-Qaeda has a presence here, and its young men are increasingly answering the call to fight in Syria. As foreigners, we run the risk of being kidnapped by a rogue terrorist group and taken back across the border to be sold on.
What? Excuse me? See, this is why I like Rose, man. He really be setting himself apart. Like, you be going into dangerous situations that I've ever seen. He said that nonchalant. Dude smoking a hookah right here.
To be sold on.
He's smoking a hookah. You're not worried about getting sold off or nothing. You just there walking, jolly, frolicking. It's crazy.
Sheikh Shadi commands a militia of 50 heavily armed men. In places, his enemy live within touching distance. He protects around 1,000 people living in 5 blocks of flats directly on the front line.
We call that tall 9 bullets.
Star, made in Spain. Makes you a commander if you ever carry your pistol, eh?
Yeah.
His enemies are Alawites, a branch of the Shia
Oh, he need a 30.
faith.
We need a 30.
You know, this is the border.
This is the border, yeah?
This is the house, Alawite's house.
Yeah.
This is Sunni's house.
So the woman hanging up washing there, who's hanging up washing up there?
Sunnis.
So she's hanging up her washing
Yeah.
and stripping into Shiite Alawite land.
You know, even she are afraid. Maybe she will do fast and you go inside.
That's a crazy life to live. I can't even dry my laundry without the worries of getting, you know.
I feel like washing's dropping on my hand, and literally, her inner end of her washing is dropping into Alawite land. It just seems incomprehensible to me. I'd leave. If I lived here, I don't care how poor I was, I'd have to find somewhere else. I would leave.
I don't think they got that luxury, Rose.
This urban battleground provides plenty of cover for snipers. Day and night, both sides position their men to wait for the right moment to...
I'm done. You can focus now. If you're still with me after these 11 minutes of chips, I appreciate you. I'm done. Look. Looks like a Popeye's biscuit. Golly. All right.
take a shot at an opposing fighter or commander. Day and night, both sides position their men to wait for the right moment to take a shot at an opposing fighter or commander. It's an uncomfortable feeling.
You got to be kidding me. The balcony tore down 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Doors still slide open though. That's crazy.
It's an uncomfortable feeling knowing we too are possibly in the crosshairs of someone's gun sight. Are there Alawites in there now?
Yeah, you know, the fighting is from window to window.
So window to that window is Sunni,
Yeah.
and there's Alawite family in there.
Yes, Alawite is here. No, I cannot go near them.
No clearer than near.
Yeah,
this
it's not
is
safe.
it.
Not safe to me.
Because this is the end. This is the end
Yeah.
of that building.
It's not safe to me.
It's not safe.
Yeah, it's not.
Because you get
Yeah, maybe they
Sniper.
shoot me. Yeah.
sniper will shoot
Yeah,
you.
they know me.
But I want to know now. You can see.
My best, yeah.
What's the problem? Good problem?
No, I have no problem. My best.
Sure.
My best. ما عادش سلاح.
You worried? You worried?
ما بس.
You worried?
ما بس. يعمل بالدنيا.
Guys, talk to me.
لا. We can
Just step over here, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you on the op block right now. You got to move around with the biggest op. I can't go. I'm sorry. No. See, I ain't never seen this one. Rose, you moving dodgy right now. I wonder what made him stop doing these type of videos. Like, somebody.
Yeah, it's more safe.
Okay, as you can see, our fixer's just stepped in there because we are right on the edge, and he's a target, and we're standing right with him, which makes us a target. Your enemy is that close all the time. Doesn't that make you nervous all the time?
Yeah, of course. You know, all time we are afraid. No, look, what she do? Look.
I made me jump.
تراب. لا تراب.
A bucket of concrete has just been dropped from the top floor of an Alawite building, narrowly missing us. Do you think we should go?
Yeah, must go.
We must go.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Maybe now stomp and maybe after 5.
That was a warning.
A bomb. So
Yeah.
start with stones,
No,
ends with bombs.
Yeah, I know.
Gun battles are frequent, and it seems there's no shortage of ammunition.
What did that?
The reason that you get a bigger hole with some of them Sometimes it's to do with the way the concrete is, right? But you can see that round's gone straight through there, right? That's because it's armor piercing, yeah? And this one has done that because it's got an explosive tip on it. And you can imagine not even body armor's going to help you against one of those.
I don't even trust the balcony. Don't even look. Structurally, it's not even sound anymore. Like,
do you have any idea how many people have died in your community?
120. The biggest number from the civilian.
Most people who die here or get killed are civilians.
Yeah, of course.
Does the way the war is going in Syria, does that cause a fight to erupt between the two communities?
The biggest problem between us is the Syrian revolution. Yeah. Where the Sunnis are with the people, Syrian people, yeah. Syrian FSA, and the Alawites with the
regime.
Syrian regime, yeah.
Yeah.
Regime.
Yeah.
You know, and the Alawites with the...
This is a crazy image. Look at this, bro. This is one of the craziest images. Like, this is W for cinematography right here. But, like, this is wild. This tells a whole story. It's a whole neighborhood torn to pieces by a relatively close war that became a civil war. Buildings tore down, smoke. Look at the top of this. Top peeled back. Next to a playground. Crazy.
Regime.
Syrian regime, yeah.
Yeah.
Regime.
Yeah.
You know, every Friday we go after Salah, and they shoot us by bomb, by snipe.
Every Friday?
Yeah, every Friday.
There are several Sunni militias operating along Syria Street. Each one controls its area on the front line. Well, this is a firing position right here, yeah? Looking up towards the Alawite position. Now, we're just about to meet a captain in one of the main militia in Syria Street. The captain's up here, he's agreed to talk to me, but we've got to be very quick because, you know, for what he's doing now, standing still, when there's not a firefight on, he could actually be arrested and put in prison. So, Captain, thank you for agreeing to meet me. Salam alaikum. You explain to me, why do you have such a problem with the Alawites up the hill?
I'm carrying this gun to defend my... Hold on, let me just move. I'm not going to be reading this. I'm just move. Best editor on the platform. Got y'all, no problem. Just move to the... Okay, move. Can we move here? We good right here? Yeah, we good right here.
وعن منطقتنا وعن أهل طرابلس من النظام السوري مش على أيام بشار الأسد أيام بيو حافظ الأسد عمل فينا مجازر في سنة 86 عمل فينا مجزرة ب 24 ساعة 2500 قتيل
24 hours, that's crazy. I'm just going, I don't even know where to put myself at this point. We gotta go up here. Just for a second, I guess.
حافظ الأسد عمل فينا مجازر في سنة 86 عمل فينا مجزرة ب 24 ساعة 2500 قتيل منه ومن حلفائه اللي هم جبل محسن حزب العربي الديمقراطي ومن حزب الله في الضاحية الجنوبية.
You're both Muslims. In the Quran, it says you shouldn't kill anybody. Why do you carry on this war?
Good
Why
question.
Is this war carrying
Good
on?
question.
نحن اسلام ونخاف الله والرسول. هن بيقولوا عنهم هن اسلام، هن لا، هن حرقوا القرآن.
If the Free Syrian Army, Sunni army, and they beat Assad, they take Damascus, would you go up there and kill all the Alawites?
ساعتين. ساعتين.
2 hours.
ساعتين. نكفي معه للصبح خلص لايق.
Do you think they know that? Do they know that?
أكيد.
Before I leave, the captain shows me some footage of their last gun battle. So you've got fighters from the local militia. These guys have got PKM, it looks like, PKM, which is a long version of the AK-47. They've got sniper rifles, and what they're doing is they're coming just around the corner here now, right? One lays down a load of covering fire, two lay covering fire, and then behind them, while they're laying down strafing fire, a guy runs behind with an RPG and launches it up the hill towards the Alawites.
They're next door
Simple fact is,
it's just a lot of the things that I be seeing in the USA, like we think is crazy to us, but have nothing to, around the world, there's so many more problems than our little post-Cold Wars that they have. Not but the little post-Cold War wars. It can seem so small in comparison.
You know,
there's not even a comparison.
It's an area that is at war with its neighbours, and the young men, the militiamen, may be the ones that are pulling the triggers, but everybody here is a victim. This is Tripoli, Lebanon. I'm trying to find out why there's been an escalation in violence since the start of the Syrian war. Everywhere you go, you see army, you see police, and also what you look out for a lot are utility vehicles with blacked out windows, because generally inside those are the militia boys with the guns. Here, a small Alawite Shia population is surrounded by a Sunni Muslim majority. The Alawites support Syrian President Assad's regime, while the Sunnis back the rebels fighting him. Recently, events took a turn for the worse when 2 car bombs were detonated outside 2 mosques.
No, we're not showing this. I'll look at it.
Bombs targeted Sunni congregations attending Friday prayers.
Y'all can hear it. Whoa.
It was one of the deadliest attacks since the end of Lebanon's civil war.
Due to new policies and procedure with, this platform, I can't show this type of stuff. All right, we good. We should be good.
I'm going to Al-Taqwa, the mosque most affected by the bombings. So right ahead of me now is the mosque that was blown up, and you can see the amount of soldiers that are positioned in there now, keeping an eye out for any other attack. And it's surrounded with security. There are military across the road there, Lebanese army with APCs and machine guns, but there are also religious guards here as well.
It's like you would think there are like some rules to the war, but like, no, there's no rules, huh? There's no like off-limits areas. Like, that's crazy.
Sheikh Bilal was one of the first to arrive to offer help.
بشار الأسد أرسل القنبلة السيارة المفخخة إلى هنا ووضعها في هذه النقطة، وأسفرت هذه القنبلة على كل هذا الدمار. السيارات شلناها عن ظهر المسجد. هي احترقوا، هون احترقوا، فوق احترقوا، هون كله احترق. 50 people, women and children and man, is fire.
did you see? What were the things will stay in your head from that day? What will stay in your mind forever and never leave you?
Okay. His woman امرأة هي وطفلها كانوا هنا في الصيدلية في المحل الثاني في الصيدلية تأخذ دواء وعابطة ابنها ومحروقة هي وياه وأيضا منظر 3 أطفال يعبطون بعضهم في السيارة ومحروقين هذا منظر لا يذهب من بال الحمد لله.
See, the stuff going on over here does not even compare to what we got going on. I'm not trying to minimize anything that's happening here, but like, come on, bro. This is chilling.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
50 people were killed in the attacks and over 400 were injured. Within days...
Like, it don't even matter what side. Like, just when innocent people, just kids and whatnot, that's tough.
5 men were arrested. At their trial, they told the judge that they planted the bombs in retaliation for Sunni fighters crossing into Syria to support the rebels fighting Assad's Alawite regime. This mosque was a holy place before, but now it's become a shrine and a continuous reminder of the fact that they are ultimately at war with the Alawite Shia community here in this town and across the border in Syria. As a local leader, Sheikh Bilal is a high-profile target here. He's a Salafi, a Sunni fundamentalist who believes in the use of violence where necessary. This gun is here for a reason, yeah? You use this gun?
Yes, this is mine.
Can you show me?
It's 1949.
It's ready to go.
This made in Brittany.
And you've used that?
هذه لم تستخدم إلا على من يطلق النار علينا. But I'm sorry لأنها استخدمت، يعني أنا مجبور رغما عنك.
Protection, it's war. Literally.
Sheikh Bilal takes me to the flat in which he and his family used to live. There's bullet holes in the curtains.
Yes. These are
RPG.
Yes.
And that's part of the propellant on an RPG.
Please.
They had to move out because it was regularly targeted by Alawite positions across the road. But it still has its uses. All right, so you've packed this here and you put the gun through the hole there, yeah? This is one of the 7 firing positions he has in his house. And basically, this is packed. These are sandbags packed because clearly the walls don't stop you from being hit by high-velocity rounds. But if I look through there, he's got a pretty good arc in terms of what he can fire at. He's clearly determined to stay here, despite the amount of mortars that appear to have landed on his house and the RPGs.
You're just touching stuff? Like, that's too risky for me, buddy.
Sheikh Bilal gives the impression that the Sunni Muslims are a minority here. But in fact, the Sunnis outnumber the Alawites 10 to 1. Living on a hill called Jabal Moson, Tripoli's 50,000 Alawites are completely surrounded by over 500,000 Sunnis. Consequently, Jabal Moson is a fortress, and getting in and out is difficult. But after months of negotiation, we're given permission to film. Once through the checkpoint, posters of the Syrian president, Bashar al-Assad, are on every building. Ali Fouda is one of the Alawite leaders here, who has allowed us in on the condition we don't show any fighters or weapons.
بالنسبة لنا الصراع هو صراع سياسي. فريق سياسي مناهض لنا استعمل هؤلاء السلفيين لإحداث توازن على حساب مدينة طرابلس. ربوا هذا الوحش اللي هو السلفي إلى أن أصبحوا أمر واقع ما بقى حدا قدران يتخلص منهم.
Do you worry that in the future, just in case the Assad regime
Got a nice little desk.
is removed, what would happen to the people that live here?
بموضوع سقوط النظام في سوريا، إذا سقط النظام في سوريا وجدلاً، نحن جزء من هذا الشرق الأوسط اللي بده يشتعل من أقصى إلى أقصى.
You are holding your own. What people say is the reason that you can do so is that A, you're highly organized, you're well trained, and also you're supported by the Assad regime, and you have lots of weapons that were left here from when the Syrian army were here.
أوكي نحن منظمين صحيح. بس كمان بالنتيجة نحن عندنا إرادة الحياة وهيدي أرضنا. ما رح نتركها لأي سبب من الأسباب تحت أي ظرف من الظروف. وكل هذا الضغط اللي عم يتمارس علينا ما رح يخلينا نغير موقفنا السياسي، ما رح يخلينا نغير قناعاتنا. بتحفظ على موضوع الدعم السوري والدعم بالسلاح وبالمال
Shukran, thank you very much, sir. Very nice talking to you. Ali refused to be drawn on the subject of Syrian support. I wanted him to confirm the rumours I'd heard that say the Alawites are funded and armed by Assad. They may be in the minority, but they appear to be better organised and disciplined than their enemies down the hill.
Yeah, they're smart. Ended that immediately.
Before I leave,
Too much probing.
I go to their front line. To my surprise, it's directly opposite where I was yesterday with the Sunni militia.
You have to be very careful here.
That is Sheikh Bilal's house. There. This is clearly a sniper's position. Look, he's got his lighter, he's got some food, stuff to clean his weapon, a bed for him to sleep on. I'm looking at it, right? And I am looking straight in to Sheikh Bilal's. This is probably the best position to be in if you wanted to kill him, because you can actually see through his windows and see people moving around.
You got a lot of little info, ain't you? Or maybe you just in there with the group.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for talking to me. Abu Omar and his family have lived here for over 20 years. So last night, a bullet came in through the window from there, and it landed here.
Aye.
There's the round. That's all that's left of the metal jacket that was around the lead. And it came in at the height of where people were sitting. There's a chair here. It's missed the chair. It's gone into the wall, and.
Anyway.
Do they have any reason to want to target you? You're not a fighter, are you?
أنا لا. هذا عم أوصل قلب البيت. يعني مستهدفيننا.
Do they have any reason to want to target you? You're not a fighter, are you?
أنا لا. هذا عم أوصل قلب البيت. يعني مستهدفيننا.
Can I talk to the rest of your family?
يا فاطمة.
Boy, they living way different, man. This is dangerous mode to be out here, man, like this. It's overly dangerous. I'm telling y'all. My bad. I had to finish. I'm gonna edit that out. Y'all not even gonna see that, really, honestly. So don't even worry about it.
فاطمة. تعال شوي.
Last night, a bullet came through the window into your lounge. Were you scared?
ايه فزعنا. نزلنا دغري نزلنا تحت وقعدنا تحت.
How often does your house get shot at?
كل يوم. كل يوم بأوصل.
Every day. How do you cope with living here?
مجبورة. مجبورة.
See, I told y'all, some people don't got that luxury of moving and doing this and doing that.
ما عندي بيت.
Can't imagine what it must be like trying to grow up in an environment like this. What psychological effect it must have on these children. I mean, they seem happy enough, but...
It's crazy, like, some people merely adopted the darkness. These children is literally growing up in the darkness. They're literally a Bane quote from Batman. This is crazy. I'm not poking fun, like, I mean it. That's the best way to put it for me to understand.
As the man who lives here says, he gets shot at every night.
Day is crazy.
Every night. Rounds are coming in from the other side, and I know they're going back. No matter how much one side might say that they only react defensively. That's why the cycle of violence exists here, you know? Can you imagine if you lost a child to a sniper round? What would you do? Would you leave here? Or would you pick up a gun and want to do the same to somebody else?
That's a solid point. And due to the new policies on here, I really can't tell you without my opinion. But I'm sure some of y'all down in the comment section in the live chat, option 1 or 2. Let me repeat it for you.
You leave here?
That's the first option.
Or would you pick up a gun and want to do the same to somebody else?
That's the second option.
I'm not advocating it, but
I'm not advocating it either. When you left with no choice, backed up against the wall, nowhere to go, feelings and crumbles.
saying you can see how easily things escalate here. I've just spent a week in northern Lebanon, where I witnessed the hatred that exists between some Sunni Muslims and the Alawites, a branch of the Shia Islamic faith. They are fighting a war that mirrors the conflict in Syria. I want to know how far the violence has spread, so I've come to its capital, Beirut, to visit one of its most notorious districts, Dahir. In the last 2 months, there were 2 bombs placed in Dahir, killing some 20-odd people. It's believed and alleged by Hezbollah, a Shiite organisation, that those bombs were placed by Sunnis. Dahir is a Hezbollah stronghold. Hezbollah is a Shia fundamentalist group which has been labelled a terrorist organisation by the West.
By us, America.
Funded by Iran, they are highly trained and equipped with state-of-the-art weaponry. Their main objective is to remove the State of Israel and create an Islamic Palestine. But now, they've been drawn into the Syrian conflict.
I think some of the stuff that they want is possible. Like, what are y'all really at right now?
Hezbollah controls vast areas of this country. In May 2013, they confirmed sending thousands of troops to support President Assad's army in his fight against the Syrian rebels. A move that angered many Sunnis in Lebanon and around the world. Hezbollah's headquarters are in the heart of Dahir. It's taken us 6 months to get permission to film here.
Telling you, bro. Like, how often was when this show was at its peak? Like, how often did these drop? Like once a week? So just the whole work rate that went into this is wild.
We are past the checkpoint, so we're inside the stronghold now. Everybody's checking us out. We do stand out like the proverbial sore thumb. Salama. We've been told everywhere in Dahir you're being watched at all times. The security is incredible here, and getting in here, you know, is pretty unheard of for Westerners, particularly, you know, people from the UK. Unheard of, really. That vehicle that's passing me on our left, the blacked-out windows, they're all vehicles used by the militia, and they're everywhere. Security has been tightened since the attack in Dahir.
Nope. Yeah, not gonna get me.
This is where the bomb blast happened, yeah?
Yeah, here, all this building.
Both sides, yeah?
Yeah, on both sides. This is all shops.
All that was obliterated, yeah? All of that?
Yeah.
And all the windows gone, huh?
Everything, no walls, no windows. 27 dead. 27 lost them life like this. And one click, you know?
Hodder lives in the area. He's in little doubt about who planted the bomb.
They said the Salafis.
Salafis, yeah?
Yeah. Which is...
it's part of the Sunni.
Yeah, they did it for revenge. Because Hezbollah fighting with the regime in Syria against the rebel.
Because there are fighters from here, from the special forces of Hezbollah, some 5,000 of them, that are fighting in Syria on behalf of the Assad regime.
That's true.
That is true.
Yeah,
and they've left directly from here.
But Said Hassan, he said after this bomb, he said, if we have 5,000 now, we're gonna make them 10,000.
Right.
Don't think we're gonna go back. Don't think we're gonna change our mind.
So the leader here,
Yeah.
Your leader said, they set a bomb up here, it kills 27 people because we've got 5,000 troops. We'll send another 5,000.
This is a cemetery of Hezbollah martyrs.
So all of them have lost their lives fighting for Hezbollah.
Yeah. And every member of Hezbollah, he wished to be buried here with these martyrs.
Do you know anybody here? Are there any people?
This guy, his neighborhood here.
He's a neighbor?
Yeah.
Of you?
Neighbor and friend, yeah.
This guy here, yeah?
Yeah. His name is Rabia.
And where did he die?
It's about 4 months ago.
He died 4 months ago, yeah? Where did he die fighting?
In Syria.
In Syria.
Seen this in the previews.
He was probably killed by another Muslim, wasn't he?
No, you can't say that because for them it's, you know, I mean, it's good to kill Shia. When you kill Shia, you go to heaven and you have lunch with Prophet Muhammad. This is what they think. Really? This is what they say, yeah.
I can see the women up there.
This young girl, you know, maybe it's her father. And the other lady, you know, sitting, you see, on the ground next to her son. But they are not sad. If you talk, even if you talk to them, they tell you, we are happy that my son is a martyr. They are not sad about it, because this is something like great, you know?
Our intelligence officer, who can't go on camera, was saying, you know, this is his dream. He has twins, he has 2 boys, he has a girl. Yeah. But for him, to end up here would mean more to him than his family.
It's a dream. It's his dream. Yeah. You heard the guy. You heard him, what he said.
It's difficult for me to understand that as a Westerner.
Yeah.
Why not just try to have some peace? Why have to build...
What is the peace? People, they want peace, but I mean, when somebody is coming to kill you, or like allowed killing you, you have to defend yourself. And this is how they think. They think they are defending the country, they're defending the family, they're defending the land. They're defending Lebanon.
So far, hundreds of Hezbollah soldiers have been killed fighting in Syria. These men are laying down their lives for a conflict they weren't expecting to fight. So why are they fighting?
Good question.
That evening, a ranking officer from Hezbollah agrees to meet me. He's part of an elite force, so we agree to hide his identity. Have you yourself actually been across the border and fought for Hezbollah in Syria?
أنا صار لي سنة وأنا أقاتل مع حزب الله في سوريا.
Can you tell me why Hezbollah is fighting in Syria on behalf of the Assad regime?
الإجابة هي تطهير المقاومة. لكن نظام الأسد لا يحتاج أحد.
Hezbollah is fighting
أقاتل
across the border. Agrees his identity.
Wait, no, that's editor on the platform. Got to move this because this is a good question right now. This I want to know this too, buddy. I need answers at this point.
Have you yourself actually been across the border and fought for Hezbollah in Syria?
أنا صار لي سنة وأنا أقاتل مع حزب الله في سوريا.
Can you tell me why Hezbollah is fighting in Syria on behalf of the Assad regime?
الإجابة هي تطهير المقاومة. لكن نظام الأسد لا يحتاج أحد يدافع عنه. لما وصل السكين لرقبتنا وظهرنا ومقاتليننا وللمنطقة اضطرينا نتدخل في سوريا. لكننا لم نتدخل لسنة ونص. ليه ما حد حكى عن كل هاي الأمم بسوريا؟ ما حدا بيحكي غير عن حزب الله. في 66 بلد بسوريا.
What are the long-term goals of Hezbollah? What is its actual aim? Particularly here in Lebanon.
أول شيء نحرر أرضنا. عندنا أماكن مقدسة في فلسطين. هذه أرضنا المقدسة احتلتها إسرائيل واغتصبتها. وثانياً هذا الكيان الموجود يرجع منين أجا. وترجع كل الناس يعيشوا في أمان وسلام. هذا كل شيء.
What about Sunnis? Would you remove
Sound real peaceful.
Sunnis?
هذا البلد بيزدهر مع التنوع. نحن لا ندعو لجمهورية إسلامية. مشكلتنا هي مع إسرائيل. إن راحت إسرائيل ما عندنا مشكلة مع حد.
Although the officer wouldn't discuss it, I've heard that one of the main reasons Hezbollah are fighting in Syria is to protect their main supply route for weapons that come overland from Iran. However, getting a weapon in Lebanon isn't difficult. And how much?
$25.
$25 for a hand grenade?
Yeah.
$25 might be expensive out there, but that's crazy. What are you at, California?
This country is awash with weapons. We've been told that virtually every household has one. We're on our way to meet an arms dealer, one of the biggest in the whole of Beirut. To get to him, we can't disclose exactly where he is. We're going to have to go through various checkpoints controlled by militias. And when we get there, he's going to disguise his face. He's also asked us to replace his voice.
I don't blame him.
So this is where you store some of the weapons, yeah?
Yeah.
He's a Shia Muslim and only sells to his own sect.
M16.
M16, and they're actually ready to go, ready to fire.
Yeah. Made in America.
Made in the USA, yeah. I doubt when they made them, they thought they were going to end up in the hands of you. You've got a pistol there, looks like it's Chinese. It's loaded as well, yeah? How much would that be?
$1,500.
$1,500, eh?
Yeah.
The grenades, it's a box of grenades, yeah? Where's this from?
Belarus, Russia.
And how much?
$25.
$25 for a hand grenade?
Yeah. These are for the Kalashnikovs.
7.62 round. And the black on the end?
They are steel tips, made in Iran.
Metal piercing rounds, basically, yeah. How much would this cost?
$1,500.
It's big business, eh?
Yeah, it is.
You sell these to people locally, yeah? You sell these
yes,
people...
but only to...
How much?
Considered a pistol in America when you remove this. Crazy, right?
Would this cost?
$1,500.
It's big business, eh?
Yeah, it is.
You sell these to people locally, yeah? You sell these people...
Yes, but only to Shia Muslims.
This, how much would this RPG be worth? This is the launcher.
$1,000.
$1,000, yeah? If a Sunni offered you $4,000 for this, would you sell it?
No, because it's forbidden. And anyway, they'd shoot us with it.
Do you think there is potential for this city and for the whole of Lebanon to go back to a civil war between Sunni and Shia?
We don't want this to happen. God willing, it won't happen. But if it's forced on us, then of course we would fight. Our only enemy are the Sunni Salafi Muslims, who judge others as unbelievers. They believe they are right.
It seems to be the...
And everyone else is wrong.
But if they came into this neighborhood, what would happen?
We'll slaughter them.
You kill them?
Yes. God is with us.
With easy access to weapons and tensions running high, it's easy to understand how this country could fall into another civil war.
They moving dangerous out there, boy. So
Beirut
volatile.
still bears the scars from the last one, which lasted 15 years.
Look over there, look.
Yes, exactly.
How many rounds has that taken?
Millions of rounds.
And there's RPG rounds.
RPG, 106 recorders, rifles, all kind of weapon being used here.
I mean, it's absolutely pot-marked.
Dergam is a veteran of the Civil War. Then it was a conflict mainly between Muslims and Christians. When the war ended in 1990, over 300,000 people had been killed or injured, and very little had been achieved.
Dergam, I can remember.
It's like back to the question that I had earlier. Like some of the reasons that they're fighting for don't even sound like they're possible.
Remember it as a child, you know. I can remember the violence and remember it going on and being on the news. I mean, it was known as one of the most ferocious civil wars.
It was a brutal war. It was a very bloody. The civilians in Lebanon from all sects, they paid dearly during the civil war in Lebanon. They're the one who got slaughtered. They got their head cut off, murdered, burnt alive for simple reason because they carry an ID. It says Christians or Muslims on it.
Just because of the
Why
sect.
your ID say that?
Exactly, just because the sect.
So today, we have Sunnis fighting against Shias. Do you think this country could fall back into civil war?
We don't want to go back to experience again the 1975. No one wants that. It's up to our politicians to stop, keep building up these sectarian issues. Sunni, Shia, this, that, Christian.
yeah.
That's our problem. We have no loyalty to our government. Our loyalty goes only to our sect.
These sectarian divisions have widened so much that since we started making this film, the Prime Minister Najib Mikati has resigned. His parting words, the region is descending into the unknown.
So, the key question for all the leaders here has to be this. Do they...
How long ago is this? I know there's still an issue over there, so nothing has been solved.
want another civil war, or can they try to reconcile their differences, build on this fragile peace, and live as one Lebanese nation?
But even if they can sort out their political and religious differences, they have an even greater hurdle to overcome. The Syrian refugees flooding across the border in their thousands threaten to destabilize this country. There are estimated to be over 1 million of them here already, making up a quarter of Lebanon's population. Before I leave, I visit one of the hundreds of refugee camps.
Dang.
Guys, there's some bread. You help yourself, my friend. People are here. Come in, please come. We brought a little bit of bread with us. The simple fact is that most of the people in this camp are undernourished and they're starving. And they're struggling to survive.
The vast majority are Sunni Muslims. Many arrive with no money, no prospect of work, and they have no formal representation. Each month, another 50,000 of them cross the border.
The real
Just trying to stay alive, man.
fear here is this. If more and more Sunnis come over the border into Lebanon, then that fine balance between the Shia and the Sunnis could change, and the results could be catastrophic for the people here.
Come on, hey, stop.
I think the ghost fucked my husband.
Whoa! Alright, man. TLO, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Turn on your post notification bells. Rose Kemp is always a W. Very enlightening. Very enlightening. I've successfully educated myself and some of you guys on the current and history of issues in the world.